Paik Sun-yup, Korean, Baek-swan-yup, Hanja, Bai Shan-yi, was born on November 23, 1920, in the small town of Takung, Kangso County, located about 17 miles southeast of Pyongyang, in what was then Japanese-occupied Korea, now North Korea. He was the youngest of 3 children in a modest family. His father passed away when Paik was very young, leaving his mother to raise the family alone. In 1925, at the age of 5, his mother relocated the family to a small rented room in Haeho, now Pyongyang, where she and Paik's older sister worked long hours at a local rubber factory to support the household and cover his education expenses. Despite the hardships, Paik received a solid early education, attending Monsu Primary School, Yaksong Primary School, and later Haeho Normal School, where he trained to become a teacher. World War II and early military service. As a young man in Japanese-controlled Korea, Paik was drafted into the Imperial Japanese Army in 1941, shortly after the outbreak of the Pacific War. He initially served as a second lieutenant in a unit stationed in China. In 1944, he transferred to the Manchukuo Imperial Army, the puppet state army of Japanese-occupied Manchuria, where he rose to the rank of captain. This service under Japanese command would later become a point of controversy in his life, as it led to accusations of collaboration with Japanese colonial forces, known as chinilpa in Korean. After Japan's surrender in August 1945, marking the end of World War II, Paik returned to Pyongyang. However, the rising communist influence in the north, under Soviet occupation, prompted him to flee south to avoid political persecution. Post-liberation and pre-Korean War career. In southern Korea, under U.S. occupation, Paik joined the newly formed South Korean Constabulary, the precursor to the Republic of Korea Army, in 1946, starting as a first lieutenant. His military experience and rapid rise in ranks were notable. By 1948, with the establishment of the Republic of Korea, ROK, he had become a major general, the youngest in the ROK Army at age 28. During this period, he played a key role in suppressing communist insurgencies and guerrilla activities, particularly in southern regions like the Joseon Mountains. His leadership in these operations earned him promotions and recognition for restoring order amid post-war instability. Korean War Service. The Korean War erupted on June 25, 1950, when North Korean forces invaded the South. Paik's early career was thrust into the forefront of the conflict. Initially, as a major general, he commanded the 1st Infantry Division, which faced devastating losses in the opening weeks of the war. The ROK Army was caught off guard by the well-equipped North Korean People's Army, leading to chaotic retreats and heavy casualties. Paik was instrumental in reorganizing and rallying his forces, demonstrating resilience and tactical acumen that helped stabilize the front lines. His division played a crucial role in the defense of the Pusan perimeter, the last major stand before the UN counteroffensive. In July 1951, Paik represented the South Korean military at the failed Kaesong truce talks. By early 1952, his success in combating communist guerrillas in the Joseon region led to his promotion to lieutenant general. Later that year, in July 1952, he was appointed Chief of Staff of the ROK Army, a position he held until 1953. Under his leadership, the ROK forces grew in effectiveness, contributing significantly to the armistice negotiations and the eventual stalemate at the 38th parallel. Paik's wartime service solidified his reputation as a battle-hardened leader, and he became known for his strategic contributions to the Allied effort alongside U.S. and UN forces. Post-war military career and rise to prominence. After the armistice in July 1953, Paik continued his ascent in the ROK military. He served in various high-level command positions, including as commander of the Capital Division and other key units. In 1959, he was promoted to 4-star general, the first in South Korean history, and appointed chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, a role he held until 1960. This position made him the top military advisor to President Syngman Rhee during a tense period of post-war reconstruction and internal political strife. Paik's career intersected with major political events. In April 1960, widespread student-led protests against Rhee's authoritarian regime culminated in the April Revolution, forcing Rhee's resignation. Amid the chaos, Paik was briefly involved in discussions about a potential military coup but ultimately supported the transition to civilian rule under the Second Republic. He retired from active duty in 1960 but remained influential in military circles. Later career. diplomacy, business, and controversies. Following his retirement, Paik transitioned into diplomacy and business. In 1961, after Park Chung-hee's military coup established the Third Republic, Paik was appointed as South Korea's ambassador to the Republic of China, Taiwan, where he served until 1965. He later held business roles, including as chairman of the Korea Reinsurance Corporation and other enterprises, leveraging his networks from military and diplomatic service. Paik's pre-1945 service in Japanese and Manchukuo forces resurfaced as a controversy in the 2000s. In 2008, he was listed in an exhibition on pro-Japanese collaborators by the Institute for National Affairs. The following year, under President Roh Moo-hyun's administration, the National Behavior Commission included him among 705 alleged chinilpa figures, sparking public debate. Paik defended his actions as compulsory service under occupation, arguing it was a matter of survival rather than ideology. Despite this, he remained a respected figure in conservative circles. Honors, recognition, and legacy. In his later years, Paik was honored for his contributions to South Korea's defense and the U.S.-ROK alliance. In 2000, he received the Truman Reagan Medal of Freedom from the Victims of Communism Memorial Foundation. In 2013, at age 92, the U.S. Forces Korea appointed him as the honorary U.S. 8th Army Commander, allowing him to represent the U.S. 8th Army at official events. President Lee Myung-bak also sought to name him the first head of the ROK Armed Forces, in a ceremonial role, though this was ultimately blocked due to the ongoing controversies. Paik authored a memoir, From Pusan to Panmunjom, Wartime Memoirs of the Republic of Korea's First Four-Star General, 1992, providing first-hand insights into the Korean War. He remained active in public life, sharing his experiences with military leaders and veterans until his final years. On November 14, 2019, at age 99, he met with former U.S. and ROK commanders, underscoring his enduring symbolic importance to the alliance. Death. Paik's son Yup passed away on July 10, 2020, in Seoul at the age of 99. His death was mourned as the end of an era for the ROK-U.S. alliance, with tributes highlighting his role in defending South Korea from communist aggression and building its modern military. He was buried with full military honors, leaving a complex legacy as a war hero tainted by historical debates over his early service.